Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star 2 origin continent based on novel. So let's start. In the blink of an eye, Morosa had been in seclusion for half a century. Morosa's transformation this time sure is taking a fair bit of time. Luo Feng sat atop a pavilion in the city owner's mansion, sensing Morosa's condition within the star tower with just a thought. Of the corpse materials he gave, Morosa had devoured about 2/3, leaving the rest untouched. At this moment, Morosa was in deep slumber, and his aura was transforming very slowly. His aura has already become stronger than Emperor Gui Shu and Wuxin God King, and it's still transforming. Luo Feng revealed a smile. I believe once the transformation is successful, he will be at the ultimate realm. The ultimate realm. In this era, only Emperor Qing and the Lord of 10,000 Realms had attained a complete great Tao through their own understanding. Emperors and monarchs could wield strength comparable to the ultimate realm with the help of numerous super-secret treasures. However, when it came to techniques and the subtlety of their moves, naturally, they were no match for those truly at the ultimate realm. Although the sector beast reached the ultimate realm merely by eating and drinking, it was genuinely at the ultimate realm, with extremely refined moves. Once Morosa breaks through and becomes ultimate realm, many things I want to do can be done, Luo Feng said, cradling a cup of wine, looking at the snowflakes drifting within Huyang City. Now he still acted with restraint, because his every action could not be completely concealed. The various probing methods of the two ancient countries, whether from the aspect of time and space or causality, could trace many clues. Once Morosa grasps a complete Great Tao, he will be free from causality, achieving the Great Tao to perfection without leaving a trace. Luo Feng knew this. A complete Great Tao had many powerful aspects. With the Great Tao at perfection, its operation could weaken all attacks. Even Luo Feng's spiritual will attack would be weakened. As the realm increased, what seemed like the mysterious spiritual will attack lost its mystery. With a complete Great Tao in hand, it could be resisted and weakened to some extent. And if one was beyond God King level, the means of defense would be even stronger. Even the beyond God King level weapons they refined had the effect of weakening will attacks. After all, will attacks were but a branch of the soul path. If it was a complete soul method, it would infiltrate and attack from various aspects, naturally much more terrifying. Pure will attacks were very advantageous in the land of origin. After all, those who mastered a complete Great Tao were few and far between. In the future, however, should he leave the land of origin and meet opponents like the three alien clans, ancestors of countries, and so on, his spiritual will help would weaken, and even Luo Feng's spiritual will might not be as strong as the opponent's. My cultivation time is still too short, and I'm only at the second realm of Godly King. Slowly does it, no rush. Luo Feng had a clear plan for his path of cultivation. During his period in the land of origin, he had two objectives concerning cultivation. One was to reach the ultimate realm. The other was to be patient enough to comprehend the high-level secret techniques from a lower realm, preferring to cultivate more slowly but refine his comprehension. Master. A figure walked through the snow and came to the pavilion, respectfully saluting. It was Luo Feng's second disciple, Xinyu. Come up. Luo Feng put down his wine cup, smiling at his disciple. Among the disciples of the Blade River sect, the one with the highest talent was Xinyu, who made rapid progress along the way, and was now at the pinnacle of primal chaos realm. He had no interest in managing the sect's trivial matters, and was solely focused on cultivation. Xinyu, dressed in a blue robe, respectfully saluted, Master, I've cultivated the heaven-splitting branch and the mixed heaven branch to their bottlenecks, but I can't take the final step and truly grasp the Great Tao branch. Xinyu, you've reached the primal chaos realm in just over 2 centuries. To have reached the pinnacle of primal chaos realm is already quite remarkable. Luo Feng looked at his disciple. But you should know, the imperial clan of the ancient countries, the first-rank marquis, can reach the pinnacle of primal chaos realm in just 100 years with enough resources. Disciple knows his talent is nothing in the whole land of origin. Xinyu looked at Luo Feng, his eyes burning with passion. Master, you only spent several years to become transcendent in the primal chaos realm. Ha ha, Luo Feng laughed. Indeed, he became transcendent in the primal chaos realm in just a few years. With his perfect divine body and the formless transformation technique, he possessed the strength of transcendence of primal chaos realm. At that time, the outside world suspected Luo Feng to be the reincarnation of some godly king. What I want to tell you is, even if the imperial clan and marquis of the ancient countries reach the pinnacle of primal chaos realm early on, many will be stuck at the bottleneck for a lifetime, unable to become godly kings. Luo Feng looked at his disciple. Stuck at the bottleneck for a lifetime. Xinyu's heart tightened. The cultivation of the primal chaos realm involves only the gradual comprehension of the branches of the great Tao and slow accumulation. However, to truly comprehend a branch of the great Tao requires an epiphany, said Luo Feng. Epiphany? Xinyu was puzzled. An epiphany cannot be forced, Luo Feng said. The key lies in extensive accumulation that leads to swift success. What you need to do now is not comprehend the branches of the great Tao, but rather, you should study the emperor-level secret techniques. Comprehending one secret technique means reaching the transcendence of primal chaos realm. Comprehend 2 or 3 secret techniques. The more secret techniques you understand, the closer you are to the great Tao. One day, you will naturally comprehend the branch of the great Tao, Luo Feng continued. To comprehend the godly king's secret techniques, the more I understand, the closer I am to the great Tao. Xinyu asked, Master, how many godly king's secret techniques do I need to comprehend to become a godly king? You're mistaken. Luo Feng shook his head. The more you crave for the comprehension of the great Tao, the further you are from it. Do not seek the branches of the great Tao, but focus on comprehending the secret techniques. Gradually accumulate and one day, the breakthrough will occur naturally. Only with sound accumulation, at each realm, will you be able to go farther on the godly king path. Luo Feng looked at his disciple. Focus on comprehending the secret techniques, not pursuing the branches of the great Tao. I understand. Xinyu respectfully saluted. Disciple takes his leave. Luo Feng nodded. Luo Feng was very clear that focusing solely on comprehending godly king's secret techniques, without pursuing branches of the great Tao, set an extremely high threshold for cultivation. For those with average comprehension, it would be quite an achievement to comprehend a single godly king's secret technique in their lifetime. Being my disciple, your goals should be more ambitious. Otherwise, spending a lifetime as an ordinary godly king, what's the point? Luo Feng naturally had expectations for his second disciple, Xinyu. In the land of origin, within a concealed world named Mother River World. This was the heart of the resistance force against the flame-wind ancient country. This black-robed gold-faced powerhouse is extremely strong. His physical body is no less than that of an ultimate realm life form, and his spiritual will is even beyond God King level. God King Zhongfu softly shook his head. The dual strength of body and soul is so powerful that even the purple-robed woman was defeated by him. With such a terrifying strength, how can he remain so detached from the world? The most pinnacle existences on the land of origin, including the sector beast of Tianmu Kingdom and the Lord of 10,000 Realms, are all acting covertly to battle for resources. This black-robed figure, does he not care about resources? The pinnacle existences of the land of origin, who stay out of worldly affairs, are Wind City Empress and Fire Ancestor. God King Zhongfu said, with the support of the Ancestor of the East Extreme Domain, Wind City Empress naturally doesn't need to fight for resources. As for Fire Ancestor, It's said that after Fire Ancestor met Yuan and received guidance from Yuan, he no longer needed to compete and devoted himself to cultivation. What's the Blackrobe's reason for not competing? God King Zhongfu was somewhat puzzled. He only made a move once in the dream domain, and we've never seen any trace of him in other treasure lands. All those resources, he's just going to watch and not care. With his strength, he could take a lot. Being suppressed for long years by the two ancient countries, once one attains the strength of an emperor or monarch level, they usually can't help but compete for resources, lamented Yufu God King. As the source world of the land of origin gradually enters its end stage, anyone with a bit of ambition competes. I thought we might have an additional ally. By joining forces, we could take more from the two ancient countries. God King Zhongfu shook his head. Who would have thought that after parting in the dream domain, we would never see him again? As the leader of the entire Mother River force, God King Zhongfu naturally participated in battles over numerous treasure lands. Sir the noalpha.net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. He too longed to obtain more precious resources and to assemble a complete set of primordial bloodline. The black-robed powerhouse seemed like a casual cultivator, and God King Zhongfu was very welcoming of that. But it seemed that the black-robed powerhouse was too low-key, and didn't care much for the treasure land's resources. God King Zhongfu and Yufu God King had no idea that Luo Feng had only been a godly king for just over 3 centuries, while the so-called end stage of the land of origin had tens of billions of centuries. So Luo Feng didn't feel any urgency at all. Within Huyang City, in the quiet room of the city owner's mansion, inside the Star Tower, Luo Feng had been studying the newly acquired materials from the Ultimate Realm primordial bloodline creatures' corpses, which gave insight into 15 life forms at the Ultimate Realm level, including the 24 forms as one of those life forms. These 3 Ultimate Realm primordial bloodline creatures, in their most basic life configuration, each embodied multiple forms. Combining 6 forms meant combining 6 different life forms into one, which was truly marvelous. The material inherited in their bloodline was equally miraculous, but Luo Feng, with little accumulation in the origin Tao of matter, didn't understand it. Examining these materials with my own eyes has considerably improved my understanding of life forms. Luo Feng's spiritual consciousness also penetrated the Star Tower, observing its vast and endless secret patterns. The secret patterns of the Star Tower. They included various categories, with life-related secret patterns being the most numerous, accounting for about 1/3, and being absolutely central. These life secret patterns can merge multiple forms into one, Luo Feng discovered, and the life secret patterns on the superficial layers of the Star Tower resembled the 15 life forms, which swiftly aided Luo Feng in sorting out the classifications. As Luo Feng's research deepened, the source of countless secret patterns, blood-red scales with 12 colors, seemed increasingly terrifying. Luo Feng was bewildered for a moment. The blood-red scales radiated a horrifying, evil blood light, so much so that they seemed like an endless sea of blood enveloping Luo Feng's spirit, making even someone as strong-willed as he was tremble in fear, prompting him to immediately cease his observation. What's going on? Luo Feng sat cross-legged inside the Star Tower. As my research deepens, these blood-red scales become even more terrifying. Luo Feng calmed his mental state and soon revealed an excited smile. Then I'll face it head-on. Facing it, studying it. Incorporating all the elements that invoked terror into the creation of his secret techniques. This was Luo Feng's initial response when he first encountered the enormous eye in the dreamscape. Luo Feng immersed himself in cultivation once more, constantly attempting to interpret the blood-red scales using the 9 branches of life and death. This time, Luo Feng felt he had a deeper understanding of the blood-red scales, and that his creation of secret techniques might bear fruit. The various powers of the land of origin, ever since the black-robed gold-faced powerhouse made a move in the dream domain, were very keen on his next action. But Luo Feng was devoted to cultivation, and was also waiting for Morosa's transformation. Unconsciously, more than half a century had passed. Still not successful. Inside the Star Tower, Luo Feng gently shook his head. My understanding of the Star Tower is still not deep enough. I can't create a merged technique for the 9 branches of life and death. I've barely understood the 8th branch merged technique. Luo Feng's thought stirred, and the massive world life form split in two, with the main avatar possessing 56 times the perfect divine body energy reserve, and its inner world contained that one life lotus. Let's see my ultimate strength without using treasures, thought Luo Feng. Boom. The majestic power contained within the main avatar instantly operated according to the secret technique, and the endless power naturally transformed into a blood-red force. In the blink of an eye, a vast blood river appeared in every corner of this layer of the Star Tower space. It was, in theory, boundlessly vast. Once trapped in this endless blood river, one would never be able to reach the end. Only those whose strength transcended the blood river could break free from it. Is this the river of life that combines the 8-branch secret method? Within the endless blood river, an image of Luo Feng formed. In actuality, this endless blood river was Luo Feng's main avatar. The image that formed was merely a concentration of power and not significant. Rumble tilde. In Luo Feng's perception, this blood river was actually its own world, and the rules of operation of this world were essentially a super-simplified version of the blood-red scales. From this moment, Luo Feng's secret technique could be said to barely scratch the surface of the blood-red scales. But the power was already unimaginably immense. In the depths of the life-blood river, there was a massive life lotus. When Luo Feng's main avatar transformed into the river of life form, the life lotus also became the core of the river of life, significantly enhancing the might of the river of life. With the blessing of the life lotus, the river of life fully erupts. With a thought from Luo Feng, the blood river surged tumultuously, the heavens and the earth seemed to invert, and the boundless blood river engulfed and annihilated everything. Luo Feng frowned slightly. Supreme rules. While unleashing the full might of the river of life, Luo Feng felt the faint restraint of the supreme rules. The might of the river of life is not far from the limit set by the supreme rules. It feels like increasing its strength by another 30 to 40% would touch this limit. Luo Feng was somewhat surprised. He was only at the second realm of the godly king level. And he had not even used any treasures. His spiritual will, commanding a world life form with 56 times the perfect divine body energy, and employing the river of life through the 8-branch secret technique, and the rare life lotus blessing, was already close to the power limit of the land of origin. The life lotus is nearly as valuable as a beyond God King grade secret treasure, realized Luo Feng. Without this rare item, perhaps only a 9-branch secret technique could touch the limit. The 6 branches secret method for life and death is comparable to the ultimate realm moves of ordinary Great Tao. The 7 branches secret technique is even more transformative in power. Last time Luo Feng used it to suppress the catastrophe beast avatar of Tianmu Kingdom. The 8-branch secret technique is even more powerful. The terror of merging paths was gradually becoming evident. This is still without using the Star Tower, but it's very close to the limit set by the supreme rules. Let's try the might of the Star Tower. With a thought from Luo Feng, power flowed into the deeper Star Tower secret patterns, beginning to drive countless secret patterns. The secret techniques that Luo Feng had comprehended, including the newly conceived 8-branch secret method River of Life, were all part of Luo Feng's gains from contemplating the Star Tower secret patterns. They could be executed out of thin air. But with the Star Tower, Luo Feng could drive all the secret patterns he had understood. The range of driven secret patterns far surpassed the 8-branch techniques. Rumble tilde tilde tilde. In the depths of the vast blood river, the phantasm of blood-red scales faintly appeared. The entire blood river's might surged dramatically, instantly touching the limit set by the supreme rules of the land of origin. It would have been one thing for the power to reach the limit, but under the influence of the Star Tower, every stream of blood river appeared like a world, endlessly heavy, with abilities to suppress, imprison, crush, infiltrate, penetrate, strangle, and more. Every characteristic of the 6 branches secret technique, the 7 branches secret technique, and the 8-branch secret technique that Luo Feng had previously comprehended were present in this river. And they merged into one. The supreme rules limit the power of the Star Tower. The image of Luo Feng appeared on the surface of this vast blood river. When the might reaches the limit, the contest is about the mystery of the moves. With the same power, different mysteries yield different might. Luo Feng noticed this. There was only a 30 to 40% difference in the might between not using the Star Tower and using it. But with the Star Tower, the terror of each strand of blood river had qualitatively changed, feeling 10 times stronger. I can feel that even a world life form, with 10 times the energy reserve of my own, in front of the blood river formed by the Star Tower, would be eroded and obliterated within a breath. Luo Feng thought to himself. Those emperors and monarchs, even with the help of super-secret treasures, how long could they withstand in front of the might of the Star Tower? No wonder the 2 ancestors were able to deter the heavenly wood national boundary beast and the Lord of 10,000 realms. Luo Feng understood. Even if it was just the power limit, the extraordinary realm could still be extremely terrifying. Primogenitor Yang Feng's strike could annihilate all of God King Zhongfu's avatars and all his resurrection carriers. It was only that God King Zhongfu had some special fortunate encounters and a special avatar that could evade primogenitor Yang Feng's detection. After conceiving the 8-branch secret technique, Luo Feng focused even more on comprehending the materials of the primordial bloodline corpses to deduce the Star Tower secret patterns. Then one day, Luo Feng, who was cultivating, opened his eyes. Morosa has finally made a breakthrough. The aura of Morosa, which had been slowly increasing, finally stabilized completely. The current intensity of the aura was undoubtedly at the level of emperors and monarchs. This was still just a breakthrough for the sector beast, which needed to continuously absorb heaven and earth energy to let its godly body grow to the limit, and by then, its physical body would become even more terrifying. Sigh. Luo Feng arrived at the layer of Star Tower space exclusively for Morosa. Master, Morosa's aura was thick and terrifying. The space was filled with endless auras of destruction that spread from Morosa as the center, as if it wanted to obliterate everything. Have you mastered the complete path of destruction? Luo Feng looked at the naturally spreading aura of destruction around him. It was much stronger than that of God King Zhongfu and Emperor Di Jiufeng. Without relying on any treasures, pinnacle sector beasts are indeed much stronger than emperors. I, Morosa, have finally made a breakthrough, Morosa said excitedly. I have ultimately become a pinnacle sector beast. Even upon breaking through, I naturally comprehended a destruction path body. Now I just need to absorb energy. Approximately 1 era, and my destruction path body will grow to its strongest state. Destruction path body. Luo Feng was curious. The destruction path body possesses the 3 forms of the path of destruction. Although it's not as strong in life force as the great Tao of life and some other paths, it is extremely powerful in terms of destruction and devastation, Morosa explained excitedly. I've also naturally comprehended 36 ultimate realm secret techniques, and the secret techniques can be combined. I'm confident that I can battle those emperors and monarchs without the need for any treasures. They only rely on super secret treasures, Morosa said with disdain. In terms of realms and strength, they are far inferior to me. You're very powerful now. Luo Feng smiled. Then show me some moves. Morosa gave an awkward smile. Master, I might accidentally hurt you. It's all right. This is just one of my avatars. Even if you destroy this one, it won't affect me much, Luo Feng said with a smile. Master, you said so, Morosa said. Luo Feng nodded slightly. The most powerful being he had ever encountered was the purple-robed woman, but the purple-robed woman, in order to hide her true identity, didn't use some of her more revealing moves, which in some measure affected her strength. Morosa, with the destruction path body, had just transformed and had not yet grown into its strongest form. Luo Feng was still very interested in competing against an ultimate realm existence. Master, be careful. Morosa stood still, extending a finger and gently tapping. That tap. It was like leveraging a complete path of destruction, within the supreme rules, a small force levering the entire path of destruction, as various destructive powers enveloped Luo Feng's avatar, in an instant. Of course, Morosa also limited the range of the power, attacking only the Master's avatar. The complete path of destruction. Luo Feng felt it. After all, he was at the second realm in the path of destruction, and could understand some of the subtleties of this move. He felt that Morosa's technique was indeed exquisite, a small force that could burst with such strong power. His own avatar, with 10 times the perfect divine body energy reserve, however, couldn't avoid it and had to endure the full brunt of the attack. If it were an ordinary second realm godly king, they might be obliterated by Morosa with just one finger. But Luo Feng only suffered minor injuries, which healed in the blink of an eye. Morosa, that wasn't enough power, Luo Feng smiled at Morosa. As an ultimate realm being, show me some stronger moves. Morosa's expression changed slightly, and he felt uneasy. I only executed a normal strike, but I leveraged the entire Dao. The Master recovered from his injury at the same time. Master, I will use a truly powerful technique this time, be careful, Morosa said to Luo Feng. Start, Luo Feng commanded. Morosa nodded. Whoosh! In an instant, Morosa split into 18 avatars. The 18 Morosas dispersed into different positions within the vast space, each performing different Ultimate Realm secret techniques. At that moment, the 18 Ultimate Realm secret techniques burst forth, and their combined might was not just 18 times stronger. Their perfect synergy transformed the levels of mystery. Boom! With the terrifying might converged at one point, it exploded within Luo Feng's body instantly. In an instant, Luo Feng's body was tattered and full of holes. In a flash, half of Luo Feng's body vanished. But the terrifying life force recovered from nothingness, and Luo Feng's body was quickly restored to its original state in the blink of an eye, although his aura was noticeably weaker. Huff, huff, huff. Morosa's aura also weakened a bit as he looked at Luo Feng, unable to help but say, Master, it feels like your avatar didn't lose much, right? I lost 30%, Luo Feng said. Under Morosa's terrifying attack, Luo Feng's avatar had lost 3 perfect divine body energy reserves, which surprised Luo Feng. The power Morosa had unleashed was much stronger than that of the purple-robed woman. Of course, in the deep regions of the dream domain, Luo Feng's use of spiritual will targeted the purple-robed woman, limiting her to only part of her strength. Master, let's compare again, when my destruction path body has grown to its pinnacle, Morosa said, still not convinced. Can your techniques be more intricate? Luo Feng asked. No way. Morosa shook his head. As a pinnacle sector beast, the destruction path body and the 36 ultimate realm secret techniques I naturally comprehended are the best secret techniques granted to me by the supreme rules. Even if I contemplate further, it's unlikely I'll be able to improve much. The supreme rules operated naturally, bestowing sector beasts with secret techniques that were the most suited to them. If the techniques can't be improved further, then there's no need to compare. Luo Feng shook his head, losing 3 perfect divine body energy reserves at once left him somewhat distressed. Had he known, he would have let a stronger avatar do the comparison to reduce the loss. After this battle, Luo Feng also understood that, in the outside world facing emperors and monarchs with full sets of super-secret treasures, it's safer to act with the strongest avatar, which was more stable. See a TH novel, F.I.NT website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. This video will end here.